about is Bigfoot, ghosts, aliens.
We're just testing it today.
No.
Okay.
I personally think logic is overrated.
Clearly.
And the conspiracy is way more entertaining.
All right.
Daily Logic Check.
Welcome to the first ever Daily Logic Check podcast. We've got Emily from the Real Housewives of Orange County and Andrew Vargas, my co-host, my argumentative,
Knowledgeable. I like to say
Knowledgeable.
knowledgeable.
logic thinking debater.
I love that when you wanted to do a podcast about logic, you thought of me.
Well, out of all the housewives,
I mean, if that's where your pool is, then okay, I guess it would be me.
absolutely.
I'm excited to be the first guest.
You are. Well, I knew you were smart and you'd show up. I was like,
do.
smart and reliable.
I do always show up.
Okay.
That is true.
She does. Same with Todd. T-shirt's going to do it as well. He's my only artist that shows up.
You know, it amazes me how many people are just unreliable and
It's
just don't
crazy.
show
Yeah.
up and say they're going to show up and then cancel right before. And I don't know.
So what is like my friend and I, we're like the most reliable for ourselves. So we only ever plan stuff between him and I.
Yeah.
And what we've learned is because of my daughter and they're doing it, what they'll do is they'll make 10 plans and that way, and they'll decide at the last second which one they want to do.
Yeah.
And they just
then
cancel everybody
everything
else.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you can't do that.
Yeah. It's a
mean.
whole, I'm Gen X, so I
Yeah.
feel like Gen X is a completely different group of people.
Is that what I am?
Yeah, it's
76, whatever that is.
I'm 76, so you're
Okay,
Gen X.
Gen
So
X.
You're
Gen
a
X.
Xer,
Gen X,
yeah.
okay.
I'm 75, so
Yeah.
okay, Gen X.
Gen X. So yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Everybody,
we know how to take care of ourselves also.
but everybody that's my age doesn't leave their house anymore.
Yeah.
So-
But I feel like we have like an innate just reliability where we just, if we say we're going to do something, we do it. If we say we're going to show
Yeah.
up, we show up.
Absolutely.
And it's
Can
on
you start
time.
rolling?
And you know,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'm
because we're
I'm
just
the
talking
kind-
about
Okay.
Gen X.
Yeah, with my daughter.
Action.
With my daughter, I've told them since they were little, if I say I'm going to do something, I will not back out.
Yeah.
So they always try to get me to like commit because I know it's going to happen no matter what.
Right.
But I never will commit now unless I
Yeah.
know for sure I can do it.
But I think it's different now because I think this younger generation,
Yeah.
I don't think they have the commitment and reliability like we did as Gen Xers.
Absolutely
Like I
not.
think we're just a different breed of people.
Short attention
I love the
spans.
TikToks that are out there with Gen X people. Like,
Yeah.
we know how to ride a bike.
Yeah,
It's us
yeah, yeah.
hitting a car,
Yeah.
smashing and rolling
Yeah.
over, or we're actually
Yeah.
outside playing.
Yeah, they're
You
like
know.
Gen X, the only generation that raised themselves from
Rotate your
6
seat
years
towards her a little
on.
bit. Yeah, like that right there.
Yeah. Or Gen X, we climb trees and it shows somebody climbing a tree and then he falls out and
Yeah.
lands on his head.
And they're like,
That's-
"You're fine.
They're
You're
like, "You're
fine.
fine, get
Just
up."
dust it off."
Yeah, dust it
Lunch is
off.
in
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I remember doing that. at
There's a hot
grandma's
dog.
house.
They barbecued outside.
Drank out of the hose. That's a
Okay,
good one.
when I was 6 years old, I was at a neighbor's house and they had horses. And I was like, oh, I know how to ride horses because we had horses. So I jumped on the back of this wild horse and like rode it across like a pasture with like no saddle or bridle.
It's like, woo!
Fell off, broke my wrist.
Oh wow.
And then the mother of the
She
friend,
just tapes it up.
No,
She's like,
no, she calls my mom and says, your daughter fell off the horse, but whatever. She's probably fine. So my mom waits like hours before she comes and picks me up.
Of course.
your mom's finishing
Yeah.
her martini. She's
yeah,
like,
she's
hold
like,
on.
whatever. She comes hours later, finally picks me up, and literally like half of my bones going this way and the other half, I'm like holding my wrist
For
together.
hours later?
Yes. And then my mom's like, oh shit.
You gotta go
We
to
have to go to the
This is kinda
emergency room.
serious.
And
Yeah,
I'm
no
like,
shit, Mom.
hello.
Daily Logic Check.
Okay, here's my question about ghosts though.
Okay.
Why do they only haunt like older homes? Like
So,
you
no,
never have like
listen.
a ghost in like a house that was built in the 90s.
So-
But
You're
there's,
right. You're right.
there's
I've got-
clearly people that have
If we-
died since then.
If we
Because of
want
the
to,
movies, that's
Yeah.
why.
if we want,
I
I mean, I got a great like my since
What
this
happened in your
experience. So no, so my
Wait, you have a ghost in your house.
no. I thought it was a ghost until I realized what it is, and I think this is more because I'm a science guy.
Okay.
So, okay, so what started it? Well, I mean, there was lots of instances, but I was laying in my bed. My daughter's mother was with me, laying right there. My daughter had a little bed in my bedroom,
Yeah.
so because that way she's not in my bed, but she's close.
Right.
And every middle of the night, she'd get up and she'd crawl in bed with me. So, and I
This is
had a
gonna be
little,
creepy. So
I had a little like, I had a little thing that would calm down. So I'm laying down and I hear get up, but I didn't open my eyes, and I hear get up, and she grabs my foot for leverage to get under the bed.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as she did that, I heard her breathing in my ear.
Yeah.
So instantly I knew it wasn't her touching my foot.
Right.
So I jumped up, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Scare the crap out of me. Happened again. Okay. And then before this is like the culmination. So my house, I lived downstairs in my house at the time. I had roommates, and I could hear people home all the time. And then I go upstairs and they're not there. I'm like, oh, that's just weird.
what? I would be
All the time.
moving
So,
immediately.
and then, okay. So then there's like tons of instances. But this one, my roommate, you could sit on the couch and you could see the back door where everybody walked in the house and you could watch TV. And I get a call from him. He's like, where are you at? Like, I'm over East Much. He's like, fuck this, I'm leaving. Like, what? He's like, I just saw you walk in, go to the bathroom, come out, grab something out of the kitchen, and then when I talked to you, there was nobody there. And he's like, fuck this, I'm out of here.
So what is it? You think
So-
What
it's
is it?
You think it's a
So what-
skinwalker?
No.
Yeah.
No.
What are you saying? This
So-
is.
Yeah.
Do you
okay.
want to have
It's
one
a
in this house?
shapeshifter.
So, and then, okay, so around the same time, we had this, my roommate, same guy, we were at this gym down the street from my house. And we always, me, his girlfriend, and I would work out. And you walk down this hallway, and you take a left down this hallway, and then there's the guys and the girls' bathrooms. So one time, it's this girl, his girlfriend, my friend, and me. And, or no, my friend, his girlfriend,
What
and me.
is it?
No, but listen,
Okay,
no, I'll
okay.
tell you. So
Wait, it's at the gym with you
Is this
now?
at the gym?
with you now.
no,
It works
listen.
out.
Well, listen to this. This
It
is
works out. This is a good thing. Maybe
Yeah.
it's healthy.
Yeah. It's a
So
healthy
left goes to the guy's bathroom, right goes to the girls. So I walk and I see her follow him into the guy's bathroom. I'm like, that's fucking weird. And then it's kind of one of those S things that you go around, but there's no doors. So then I see her go around the corner of the guy's bathroom, one corner and then another corner. And then when I walk in, nobody's there.
Okay, so what is this?
So Sam, but the reason why it's creepy is Sam's like, and he looks confused. And I'm like, where'd Olivia go? He's like, oh my God, you saw that? It's like, yeah, Olivia will follow us. He's like, yeah, I watched her follow me in this room. Like, what the fuck? So all
Wait,
these,
is this the same guy you live with?
yes, same guy I live with.
Okay.
Okay, so all these.
All these weird systems. So it made
Yeah.
me start thinking because I'd never cared. It's what made me realize is, and then to watch science where they had talk about, they're pretty sure there's
What
alternate
is
universes.
it, Andrew?
They're pretty sure there's alternate universes we don't have access to. So what if somehow
There's a glitch.
there's
in
a
the
glitch in the Matrix, or there's it's
Emily's
alternate-
already got this
No,
down.
no, seriously. It's like the fabric of space-time is weak, and when you see a ghost, it's always a tragic death. So in his reality, he didn't die. So he's just at his house walking through the hall. But since you moved into that house because he died in your universe,
Yeah.
you see, and it bleeds through. So you see this ghost of the guy who used to live there.
Well, I've been
And to
hearing
him,
about
he's
Wait,
just-
but he
by
doesn't know he's
sharks.
dead?
No, no. In his universe, he's not. But it's two parallel universes that are slightly different.
Does that mean I'm dead in somebody else's
Could
universe?
be. It could be in your house.
But am I
And
really
you could
sitting
be-
here right now, or am I not?
Exactly. So I think it's.
Emily,
I
are
think
you
it's
I don't know.
science.
Is there a glitch?
Is there a
Science-
glitch? Wait, can you glitch me where I'm skinnier? Like, is there a skinnier part of me somewhere?
Science to me is. I think it's more chance that it's
Can we glitch
ghosts. There's a
before
reason why
plastic surgery? So just end
ghosts
up
are
looking really
always within one generation. Like, oh, the old man used to live there, now he's dead, now he haunts the house. Because in his universe, in a parallel universe where he didn't have that tragic accident, he was 30 seconds late, so he didn't get in the car crash. So he still lives in his house. So, but every once in a while, the fabric between our universe and his universe gets weak, and they bleed through. Information bleeds through, and you're seeing him. He can't see you, and you see him, or he sees you, and you're like, why there's a
Okay, so what you're saying is in your house is an entity of somebody else.
No, yeah. So like me
It's
in
a
a different
different
universe,
universe.
because here's the reason why I think it's me.
Because your roommate thought he saw you.
Yes, because you know how in your house, if you're watching TV or you can hear how people open doors, how they walk,
Yeah.
and how they are. You can tell who's in the house. And that's my house. I can hear it and I can tell who it's in my house, but then they're not there. So
Or maybe
so
you're
it's not like
schizophrenic.
it's a different somebody new, because you can always tell someone new in your house.
Yeah.
They shut the door different, they walk different, their steps are bigger, louder, quieter. So you can tell, but it's always sounds I recognize, but there's nobody there.
I am confirmed that you are now just as loony as our sister.
So
It
that's
is
to me.
confirmed.
To me, it's like it's
So then it was you that grabbed your own foot.
So
no, it was my daughter in a parallel universe that grabbed my foot.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. It's really creepy.
Hey, I believe in Bigfoot,
But
so I'm not going to knock it.
Everybody, no.
Okay, the guy that disappeared on the mountain is creepy. So
Yes.
what really was that on the mountain?
I don't know what we're talking about.
No,
The
okay,
guy
so-
that thought he saw a giant,
Remember
the
the-
TikTok guy that saw a giant on the mountain, and he made a video of it,
And
and
then
then he
disappeared.
posted it.
You didn't know about this?
No, the guy disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy
because,
who posted it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he said he had cars following him. I think he made a few videos saying people were following him.
So we were talking about the train where the guy's filming some girl and in the background that shows
No.
Bigfoot? Oh.
This guy.
no, this is a
saw-
giant, not Bigfoot.
A giant.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And he ended up following it on this mountain, and then he just disappeared from the mountain. No one's ever seen him again.
Really?
It's like maybe he's the glitch.
I have not
In
seen
your
that. I
Matrix.
don't watch enough TikTok. I don't.
Oh.
Oh.
I pretty much.
Emily and I are like,
Sorry.
I think Emily and I are on the same feed.
I've stopped going
Here's
on.
what I did wrong. I liked Bigfoot videos, so that now I get all this.
Your
weird-
algorithm is all
now,
Bigfoot.
now everything that gets sent to me, it's like mermaids and giants walking
Okay,
on
so the
mountains.
mermaid thing I believed for a minute until I actually saw how they made it. And then I was like, okay, I'm an idiot.
What about
it
Loch
AI?
Ness? I went there. I went to Loch Ness Lake last
Oh.
year just to see. No, I didn't get to see anybody, but
You didn't see the Loch Ness
no, I
Did
didn't
you
get to
see the Loch
Ness.
Ness?
No, I just saw the water he was in. I didn't get to actually see Loch Ness.
Oh well,
Okay, so back to
Are we working?
we
Yeah.
took a detour.
the microchipping to conspiracy theory
That's-
goes back to so it's an interesting topic that I know not a lot of people want to talk about right now, but I know it's really prevalent in today's society regarding keeping our children safe, right? Because there's a lot going on in the world, and there's so many, there's so much scary stuff. There's so many crazy people, and I think more crazy people are viewable online now. So we're more we see these crazies online, and you're like, oh my gosh, the world is getting crazier. But really, I don't think the world's getting any crazier than it already has been. It's just now we can see it online on all the different
That's
platforms.
interesting that you said that, because I always wondered the same thing, because it seemed like if you talk about history a long time ago, it's like, was the world as dangerous? Were there as many
Right.
murders or serial killers
actually
or
less.
craziness?
Right.
We're living in the safe. Well, besides COVID,
But I'm saying,
safest time it's ever been.
is it actually
Yeah.
worse now, or is it just because of social media
Perception.
and media and the ability to film things all the
Right.
time, and everybody has a camera and everybody can make a
You
video?
see somebody in China like getting murdered. and-
Yes. Is it just we're just have more access to information, or is it really more dangerous than it used to be? Or did we just not know about all the
Yeah.
things that happened a long
and
time
all
ago?
the homelessness. I mean, homelessness. Like you see it and you go, well, has it always been? There's just things that you see online that you're like,
We actually are safer now than we've ever been. Like
Wait,
the,
what
the,
makes
nu-
you think
Yeah,
that?
the
why are you
numbers.
saying
the
Because
that?
I
nu-
don't feel like
the actual
Yeah.
numbers.
I-
Like there's actually I
But what
read
do
a
you mean by
study.
safer?
Like the amount of violent
Crime?
crimes per 100,000 people in the United States
Mm-hmm.
on average, all of the most entire this was pre.
but Emily, by the
COVID?
way, we call Andrew Andre. What's the population of Chicago?
Oh,
Andre.
I
I'd like
just
to
I
hear-
watch a lot of
He's like
information. so
Alexis.
she
Or is
make-
it called Alexis?
No.
Alexa.
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 Yeah.
Alexa.
She makes fun of me because I know a lot of random
He
stuff.
sits there and reads facts all day long. So that's why he's perfect, because I just be like, what?
But until at least COVID,
Uh-huh.
every year there's less per 100,000 violent crimes in the country for like the last 30 years. It's been
Okay,
going
but
down.
after COVID,
After
has
COVID,
it
I don't know.
increased?
I haven't read the
Stats
numbers
on
ever
it.
since COVID. All the stats are so out of current. Like
But-
you read one, it says this. One read another, it says this. So I don't even know. So I
Yeah.
can't say for certain.
I don't know if you could know. I don't know
Yeah.
if there's.
But in general, though, violent crimes have gone down significantly. But the average American thinks there are more violent crimes than there's ever been. So it's kind of a weird thing, and that's why, like my daughter, I would never let her out of my sight like our parents. Like, come back before it gets
Yeah.
dark.
Okay, I know. My mom never knew where my sister and I were.
Ever.
And we lived on 12 acres in Ohio with a pond. And I used to put my sister on a raft and push her out onto the pond when we were like little kids. And my mom had no idea.
Yeah.
I won't even let my kids. I live in a gated community in Orange County.
And you won't let them out of your
with
sight.
security driving around 24/7. And I will not let my kids walk in our neighborhood alone.
Yeah.
Well, but you're also involved in a lot of like, what's the Innocence, the charity that you're involved in?
Well, it was the Innocence Project. It's now the Innocence Center. But
Yeah, the
yes.
Innocence Center.
Yeah.
But you're involved in a lot of the the child trafficking and a lot of the charity events, raising awareness. And I think that you're have a hyper awareness of what else is
think
going
everybody
on.
Well, I think we all do because
I'm not
it's
involved,
like
and
you
I'm
can't
scared.
look at anything. You can't turn the news on or look at your phone or anything without it being like an Amber Alert or
Yeah,
a
it's
video
scary.
of something terrible that happened or
crazy.
a plane crash or a kidnapping or it's just
So do you think the 2 million kids that they're claiming? What's the movie that just came out? The one John Paul invested in.
the
Oh my God. We're like,
I saw it like 3 years
the
ago.
Innocence.
Oh
my gosh.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. Sorry
yeah,
about that.
yeah, Sound of
But
Freedom. Yeah,
Sound of
because we knew
Freedom
that the
came
first
out,
time.
And they had said that it was 2 million kids a year missing. So is that more or is it the same as it used to be? What are the stats on that? Because now that we can read it online, it seems like there's more of everything. But is there less now? Because now...
Well, maybe before that, maybe there was always been that many kids missing. We just didn't know how. We didn't have the.
We didn't have access to that information.
Yeah,
As normal people, we never had access to that
Right.
information. That's my guess. Because the more information we have, the more we realize.
So you wouldn't microchip your... I would definitely microchip my kid.
I just would not unless I could, with not certainty, but as close to certainty as you can, that my daughter couldn't be exploited because of the technology.
So what else is there, Emily? Like, okay, say we don't microchip. What else could we do to protect our children?
I don't know. I just know that that's been my worst fear since the minute I had children was something happening to them. So I don't know. I mean, I talk to my kids all the time. I would go through scenarios with them when they were younger and say, okay, if someone comes up to you at the park and says they're friends with me and they're supposed to take you home, do you go home with them? No. If they have candy, do you go? If they have a puppy, if they say they know me, if they know your name, if they know my name. I mean, every scenario I could think of, I was like, no. And you run and you find an adult. And when I tell them to find an adult, I say, find a mom with kids.
Yeah.
I say,
That's
if you
same
get,
thing. I did the
if
same
you
thing.
get lost at the mall, if you get lost at Target, wherever, you find a mom with kids. Don't find a man. Don't find a police officer. Don't find an employee. You find a mother with children and you tell her that you're lost.
How old is she?
Annabelle's 11. Well, she'll be 11 next month.
Yeah, and I mean, you have a boy too, which is great.
Twins.
Twins,
yeah.
remember?
Yeah, but what I mean is that if I ever had children, I would just pray for a boy because
Well,
I
see,
don't know if
I
could
worry
handle
more
a
about my
girl.
boys than I do my daughter. My
Really?
daughter, she's a badass. Like I,
Yeah, she is. I saw her cheer today on your Instagram.
mean, she's like her mom. Like she's strong and she's built
She's a
tough
baller.
and she's a
Yeah.
strong child.
Yeah.
My boys, he's like, Mom. I love them, but they're like they're so tiny. They're just like little ding dongs. They just love me. And
Boys are just great. Like, isn't that weird how much difference boys and girls and little kids are?
For me, like my daughter's the difficult one, the high energy one, the one that like,
Really?
and then my boys are just very sweet and kind. They're very tiny.
Your boys are like, is that a Snickers? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, they would be. They'd be like, you have a puppy.
You have a puppy? Sure, I'll come with you.
It's always that way. If you get one kid that's the crazy one to first, the next ones are going to be mellow.
Yeah, so my
But
boy's
see,
mellow.
I got the mellow one first, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, then
And my
you lucked
daughter's
out.
the easiest, most mellow. I'm so lucky.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have any. I have a dog. His name is Coda. And I am very concerned every time someone tries to feed him meat. The neighbors might want to poison him. So.
Oh, I used to have a husky when I was in my 20s, and my neighbors poisoned my dog.
Really?
That's my biggest fear.
Yeah. Well, I was like 22 or something, and I still lived at home. Maybe I was 21, 21. I don't know. In Ohio, out in the country, and I had a husky. My boyfriend bought me a husky, and she was crazy, and she would like
High
she would like
energy.
jump in the air and catch geese and like bring them home. And I think
That's us.
yeah, we lived on like 12 acres.
Yeah.
So I think she tormented someone's cows or sheep or something. I think she chased their.
Does she talk or no? She wasn't a howler.
She wasn't a howler, but someone poisoned her.
What?
Wow,
And she
that is
died?
messed up.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know you had a husky that
Yeah.
got poisoned.
Yeah.
Coda, where's Coda?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably in laying down.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all he does.
No, I mean, my biggest thing is, I love animals, and I for me, my animal is my therapy. My therapy dog, my love, he's there for me. He's solid. I can't imagine if anything happened to him. Like when I lived on the boardwalk, I had this family come up, and it was they had a soccer ball, and they always lifted their kid up to Coda, and he's a wolf. It's like, and so one day, the guy lifts his kid up to Coda and he's got a ball, and Coda went to get the ball, but accidentally scratched the kid's face. So then we had animal control coming, and I was like, I told the guy, look, his kid's screaming, and I'm like, oh my God, I ran outside. What happened? What happened? The guy's like, you're a dog. I'm thinking, oh no, this is a disaster. So animal control came, they're like, we're gonna have to take your dog. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, this is crap. This tourist guy, he was like, well, I mean, and then of course, my friend's like, you just need to go over there and apologize to the renter because they didn't know your dog was aggressive. I'm like, my dog is not aggressive.
Yeah.
My biggest fear was them just taking him away. So luckily Newport Beach Animal Control was like, look, you can quarantine him for 10 days, but he has to stay in the house. So he got to quarantine in my house. Well, I was like,
what's the purpose in quarantining? To make sure he doesn't have rabies or something? Is that what they're trying to do?
Just so in case it just like the dog turned crazy.
They thought, in case
maybe
the dog had
it's the beginning of the
rabies
aggression.
or something
so
like that.
make sure he's.
But he wasn't aggressive. It was because there was a soccer ball in the hands.
Daily Logic Check.
Yeah.
I want to go to Scotland. I watched Outlander on Netflix, and now I'm obsessed with Scotland.
It is amazing.
Beautiful. It is beautiful.
You should come to the
I
castle.
I went to JP's castle right when they started construction. It was really cool.
Well, sign me up next time he goes.
Yeah.
Well, remember,
Just ask if your friend Emily can come along.
Emily and her family and
no, just me, not the other
else.
people.
Yeah, there's the champagne and the wine flows like the salmon and capistrano there. I mean, it is never ending. They just feed you full of champagnes and wines, and you get to see countryside.
You know what's better? Golf.
There's golf, St. Andrews. I mean, Scotland's my favorite.
It is. I'm a golfer, so it's amazing.
Yeah. And so Skibo Castle, I'm a member of in Scotland, which is Andrew Carnegie's old home. Coolest castle ever. They've got like bagpipe people, bird people. They've got skeet shooting. They've got off-roading. Just any type of activity, golfing, obviously.
They've got like 5,000 acres of private.
Wow.
Just for the guests.
And the castle has all been restored, and it's just this stunning, stunning castle. Well, of course, JP decides he wants the same thing, but he wants to own his own. So down the street is now JP's Tamworth Castle estate that he's going to be also letting guests stay, just like Skibo Castle. So you'll have a couple of options when you want to go to Scotland. I'll just take you to one castle, then Loch Ness, and then another castle.
Well,
so
I do want to see the Loch Ness Monster. That's really where I want to go. I'm going to camp out and I'm going to see it.
These guys were like, hey.
Damn it, I want to do it.
They were like, we're going to do a spa day. And I'm like, she's like, you want to do a spa day? I'm like, no, I'm going to go take the rental. I'm going to drive to Loch Ness.
I would do the same
And I did. I
thing.
just drove around and looked at the lake.
Yeah.
I went to the spa and I sat at the pool.
But I'm like, nope, I'm going to do the dumb touristy stuff. And I love it.
I love
And they
that
also
touristy
have
stuff.
equestrian there, which I know you love horses.
Yes.
So they have a great equestrian program, and you can ride the horses in thousands of acres just nonstop. And the horses are beautiful. And so, yeah, I was going to say they have baby horses for kids, things like that. So
I would love to
you're
go to
on the
Scotland.
docket. Don't
No,
worry.
it was too nice for me. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be here. I feel out of place. I feel way. It was
Skibo
beautiful.
Castle's pretty
It is as
phenomenal.
posh as you can get it.
Oh, well, that sounds amazing.
No.
It is very, very nice. And I felt out of place.
There's
'cause
400 families total, and I'm one. Isn't that crazy in the whole world?
Wow.
Didn't
You're
somebody
1 in 400.
who
Not one in a
got
million.
married there?
Oh, yeah. Madonna got married there, and now they don't allow weddings.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah.
I don't know. They just said that, I don't think
When she married Guy Ritchie.
Yeah.
was it Guy Ferrer? I mean,
Guy Ritchie.
But
right?
it is.
Hey,
She's wanted to take me for years. And I was like, and then when she finally got divorced, she's like, you know what? It's time. It's official. Let's go. And I'm like, I'm not going to say no.
so let's on the Madonna subject, let's talk about the tour real quick. Logically,
What tour?
She's on tour.
she's on tour.
She is.
I just see like video clips and stuff of her from like behind, and she has a big booty.
Is
Where did
that
she
real?
get that big booty?
Is that real?
It
No.
can't be because I feel
look
like
at her.
Madonna's always been like a very petite,
small,
skinny girl. So I don't know how you get a booty like that for real.
Do you think it's like a Lego where you just stick it on when you need it and then pull it off when you don't?
Oh, you mean like
Those sticking ones.
like she just puts on pants and
Like
it has like a butt pad in it or something?
I love her no matter what. I love Madonna. I always will. I'm a product of the 80s.
Yeah.
But when I saw that butt, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I must have a different feed.
Hold up. Wait
up.
a minute. Back it up. Back up. Where's Too Short when you need him? Tell me, is that real or fake?
Yeah.
I must
don't
have a
know.
different feed because I have not seen
You've
anything.
never seen Madonna?
No.
She's out
Yeah,
there
I
busting.
get those, and I get the Bigfoot clips.
Bigfoot?
Yeah, and the mermaid clips and the Loch Ness monster clip.
That is awesome. I hope they're real. I hope someday they're like, dude, check this out. Look what we found.
Wait, her butt or
her
the,
butt
No, not that.
Or the-
Talking about the Loch Ness,
or
the
the oh.
Bigfoot. I'm so
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Okay, the whole Bigfoot thing though, this is what I can't figure out. If it's like there's so many videos out there where people have captured it, but it's never completely clear.
I know.
Well, it's the Loch Ness monster, same thing.
But it's like I don't get it. Even the trail cams, like they'll catch but it'll be like, from like just like a middle section or something,
well,
And you're
like the
why?
aliens in Vegas, remember?
It was Miami Mall.
No, the one before that. Remember the
Oh, there
family?
were aliens in Vegas?
Yeah, remember the family in Vegas? Like
Oh, yes,
last
they were in the
year.
backyard.
Backyard.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Yes.
is so
Okay,
creepy.
All
Yeah.
the footage was all blurry. I'm like, why can't anyone?
Okay, are we talking about the one that they found the alien in their backyard?
Yeah, and they called
That was
911.
clear, and it was creepy. The video I saw of that, it was
Well, I didn't
way
get that
clearer
one
than
in
I've
my
ever
feed.
seen, and it was
I didn't get the
really,
clear one.
I didn't
really
get a clear
creepy.
one
It
either.
like
Yeah.
gave me chills. I was
Welcome
like,
to our
Well, all
feed,
I know
Andrew.
is
They
if,
better
if there
be.
was an alien walking around in my backyard, I could not get clear footage because I'd be like, ah!
But didn't the family disappear, or they're still around?
I don't know.
I-
I can't.
How do we get on conspiracy theories? This is awesome. So what's your daily logic check? What's your
logically,
logic?
aliens
should exist.
aliens are real. We just haven't found them yet.
I think we found them. Maybe they're just hiding, like in
Yes.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
So speaking of, have we landed on the moon, Emily?
Oh my gosh, I'll get so much crap.
Are we
for-
underwater doing videos?
I don't think we actually landed on the moon. See, and Shane is adamant that we did. So we had this conversation the other night.
I don't
He's
think we
like,
did either.
I don't either. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I
They
feel
have a satellite that traverses around the moon, and from that satellite you can see the landing sites. From here you can't because none of our telescopes are good enough. Even if you took
Yeah.
Hubble,
But
and
what do you
pointed,
mean you can see? Like
you can see
still
the tracks from where they drove the car. They got video of the car driving, and then you can see. And
Maybe
you can,
it's tracks from like the remote control.
Oh, it could be, but at least the one random documentary I saw is they showed like the tracks, and then they showed the video of NASA doing it, and it mirrored the tracks that you can see. You can see the lander. It's not obviously. It's really, really tiny and really grainy and pixely because it's still the cameras are quite a ways away. But there's a lot of evidence
Emily,
that
we did not land on the moon.
I
yeah,
don't
we
know. I mean,
absolutely did.
No, we did.
We
I-
we
absolutely did.
I
we-
don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Like sometimes
Where'd
I
the
think
moon
we
rocks
did,
come
and
from?
other times
We've got
where did moon rocks come
No,
from?
no, seriously.
My
They-
driveway.
My driveway outside right
Yeah.
here.
There's moon rocks that you cannot
Newport
make.
Bay.
There's moon rocks. There's thousands of pounds of moon rocks.
This is why I love Andrew.
That
I swear
can't-
there's moon rocks. Wait,
that
did the Loch Ness monster deliver it to you?
It was
like come
Bigfoot.
up?
There's moon rocks that don't in any way you
Wait,
can't
how
fake.
do you know it's a moon rock?
Yeah,
Because
how do
it has
you
a
know it's a
label
Because
moon?
the- no,
that says
because
moon rock.
tested it?
The geologists have looked at the rocks. And
Who are these geologists?
Do you want me to? Do you want the?
You don't trust the government, but you're going to trust that
No,
those
no,
are
no.
moon
Random-
rocks.
I'm gonna trust the general consensus of science. The general, yes, there's always going to be outliers that like make you put into question, but they've been studying moon rocks since the 1950s, and countries, and like 52 countries have them that we've loaned them out so they could do their own studies. And if we didn't have real moon rocks, someone would have called bullshit a long time ago.
Well, maybe they just nobody wants to say anything. They're just like,
Yeah, but why would-
"Oh, thank you for moon
China.
rock."
Like when they found the aliens in Mexico,
China.
they're
Yes.
like, yeah, somebody scrape off a face real quick on that piece of rock.
I was just going to talk about that video.
Yeah, the aliens in Mexico.
Yes.
Like they literally couldn't make them look real enough, so they kept scraping them. So that
It was
they
like
actually-
this big.
I don't know.
We're like, sure, they're real.
Yeah.
They're like, no, look, alien.
Yeah.
They're like, there's the face, there's the smile.
I mean, it would make sense that there's aliens. I mean, to think about,
We're not the only.
like we're the only.
Yes. There's too many. They found out that basically there's at least one planet around each
Elon
star.
Musk for sure is an alien.
and there's hundreds of trillions of stars. There's no way we're alone. But we might not ever see them because they might be too far away.
Please bring me an alien.
No, it would be amazing. That's like one of the things that
And a ghost.
I could die happy someday when I'm old
Yeah.
if we somehow make contact with some sort of alien. That would be amazing.
That would make you happy.
Hopefully they wouldn't kill us all.
Yeah.
Because that's what we would do.
You've already made contact with your dead self.
Yes.
So.
No. I made contact with my alternate self.
Oh,
wait.
I'm
What
sorry.
about Antarctica? I heard that all the celebrities are going up there because there's like aliens up
Down there?
down there.
Yeah, they like, yeah. See, when I
The
watched
Arctic and the Antarctic. Which
the
is
Antarctica, yeah, below, like, isn't there
Yeah.
some huge giant like pyramid there? And then
There's supposed to be.
there's
That's what I've
supposed to be
heard. I don't
something
know.
below.
Let's go. Forget Scotland.
yeah, that would be
I
amazing.
want to go to Scotland, just to let you know. I don't know if I can handle
We'll go to Scotland, then we'll go to
Let's
Antarctica.
contact Leonardo DiCaprio, borrow his jet, and we'll talk about global warming later.
We'll take the hit on the carbon.
We'll take it on the carbon footprint
I'll
so
do
we
it.
can see the alien's footprint.
Yes, that
All
would
I
be
want to do is
amazing.
see an alien footprint.
I love how your podcast about daily logic is
There's no logic.
nothing.
This is logical.
We haven't talked about anything.
What fucking logical?
All we've talked about is Bigfoot, ghosts, aliens.
Because we're just testing it today.
No.
Okay.
I personally think logic is overrated.
Clearly.
And the conspiracy is way more entertaining.
All right, so we're putting together the website where people can comment
Yeah.
below
Well,
on the video.
I'm not going to look at the comments.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm just going
comment
to stay away
section's
from
gonna
that
be like,
section.
Okay.
So what's the next logical thing we should
Okay,
talk about?
logically, I really wanted to know from Emily. You're on a health kick.
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you. I
Or
feel
is
like
this
it's
your-
really hard to come back.
Is it your
Bring it back in.
Is that
Bring
your
it back.
alternative self, your real self, or
Yeah.
your dead
Rein
self?
it in. Rein it in.
I don't know. We'd have to ask Andrew about that one. But
Is this her real self or dead self? What is it?
This is real. We're in our own
is
reality.
there a glitch?
There could be. The
There's no
Matrix.
glitch in the
Hey,
Matrix.
that's my second best, is we are in the Matrix.
Well, okay, so no. Well, never mind. I don't even know what I want to say right now. It's like trying to come back at talking about gluten. It's just not going to work. I wanted to know what you do to stay healthy, and I know that you have a trainer, and I see you all
Yeah.
the time on Instagram staying healthy.
Yeah.
I have 97% women on my Instagram and my followers that would love to know what type of health routine are you doing. I know you have it on your feed, but
Yeah. Well, I think just being disciplined, because I'm a very disciplined person. I think you are too.
Mhm.
And so I just had to add in working out and making better choices about eating into that same set of discipline. Like, I was very disciplined when I went to college and I went to law school. I have like a disciplined type of personality. So I needed to just force it or focus it more on, I will say I gained the most weight I've ever gained when we filmed last season. We filmed for 4 months, and I think I just ate and drank my way through the entire 4 months.
Nice.
Yeah, like that's how I dealt with it. I was just like, I'm just gonna eat and drink everything.
Gluttony, and that was it.
Yeah.
all right.
And so when we finished filming, it was November of last year. I don't know what I weighed. It's not like I got on a scale or anything, but when I look back and look at
So you don't get on the scale.
no, not normally. I do
Okay.
now. But at that time, I didn't. But when I look back at photos and I look at myself, I'm sure I probably weighed over 200 pounds. I'm 5'9"
Really?
though, so I do always like to throw that out there. We're not talking.
It
about
does make a big
someone
difference, though.
That's
Yeah.
5 foot. Like, I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
So anyway, and then I just crashed after we stopped filming. It's like you go on this high because you're just go
Right.
filming every day, multiple times a day, going on vacations, filming. And then it just stops.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you don't hear from those people anymore. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're texting you and calling you constantly, and then everything just stops. I just kind of crashed, and I don't know. I just
kind of said, I need to take care of myself.
yeah,
This
and
is crazy.
I felt like crap. I just couldn't get off the couch. I was
Right.
depressed. There were multiple times where I called Shane and was like, I think you might have to like commit me.
Really?
Not seriously,
Right.
but I mean,
Right. Just to
Just
rebalance
Something needs
yourself.
to be done.
yeah. And so I don't know. That's when I just made a
I'm gonna do it.
choice. Yeah. And I did take Ozempic for a little bit. I've already said that. I did that in November, December timeframe. I took it just for a few weeks though. I couldn't handle it. Like,
Right. I tried it also.
it was hard on me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like to feel nauseous.
Yeah, I
and
barked
I
the
don't
whole
like
time.
to throw up. And
Yeah.
so I didn't do it for very long. But I would say that I felt like it was very beneficial.
Did you lose weight on
Did it
it?
get you kick-started?
I didn't lose a lot of weight on it at all. Maybe 5 pounds or something, maybe 10. I don't know exactly. I didn't really weigh myself. But what it did was all those bad habits that I had where it was like every morning I had to get coffee and I'd get a croissant and then I'd eat Taco Bell for lunch and then just all the things that I would do over and over. Like I didn't have that desire or, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
all of a sudden
Yeah.
those cravings and those things that you do all day long, like I just didn't feel like it anymore because you feel like shit.
Well, do you
So,
think
Yeah.
that also
Yeah.
do you think that also your kids being older contributed to you finally saying, you know, I have that under control. My filming's, you know, I'm busting my butt, you know, now you have mental time for yourself, or maybe there's space in your brain to say, I need to take care of Emily.
I think it was just like, I need to do something for Emily. Yeah. And my kids are older. And I think my excuse before was always like, well, they're young and they need so much attention and I have to do so much for them and I don't have time for myself. But now I do. I mean, they're in school all day and they're school age kids. And I also wanted to be healthy for them and have energy for them because I am an older mom. I mean,
Role
I was
model.
37 when Annabelle was born. I was 39 when the boys were born. So it's not like I had kids in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like I'm older.
Keeping up with them is a lot
but
of
I
work.
wanted to be able to keep up with them. I want to be able to go to the park with them. I want to be able to run around all day
Have
with
energy,
them
be
and have
healthy,
energy.
and show
and-
them that positivity.
Right. And so, you know, there was the Ozempic and then I did have liposuction in my arms, which was huge. And I don't care what people say. People can say whatever.
Wait, you did?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's where I carry weight. Like I have that body type where I don't know, I carry weight in my chest, my arms. And so when I had lipo in my arms and my arms healed, I had so much muscle underneath from all the working out I'd done for so many years that I was just like, oh my God, there's the muscle.
Right.
That's what I've been working for.
There's all that work I've been putting in. And I was just so motivated after that just to see like the
I
muscle
saw your
tone.
definition on your feed. I'm like, holy crap, she is buff.
Yeah. And that's
Not
because,
buff, but, you know.
yeah, because I got rid of that layer of fat.
Who did you go to
It
for
was
that?
just hanging out. Dr. Aga, he's in Newport.
Newport Beach?
Yeah.
Dr.
Right off of
Aga,
Birch.
Andrew, write that down for me.
Yes.
But Dr. Aga.
Yeah. AGHA.
AGHA.
It was actually life transforming for me because I'd always carried just my weight in my arms. And for that to be gone and to actually see all the muscle tone underneath was so motivating for me.
Give you that kickstart.
It was like as soon as I was healed, I was in the gym and
So you didn't do cold sculpting. You actually did physical taking out the muscle or the fat.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then ever since then, that was January of 2023. And I have worked out like 7 days a week hardcore since then.
I think that a lot of people want to say plastic surgery or things like that are bad or, oh, you California people. But really, sometimes just a little kickstart
I agree.
motivates you. Like, that's why the Ozempic thing, I was so excited. I was hoping, you know, to give me a little bit of a kickstart because, you know, I weigh 175. It's like, gosh, I just want to get down to like 155, you know, or something. And I run. I don't barely drink anymore. You know, I don't do a lot of stuff. I don't eat a bunch of crap. I don't know why I just couldn't lose weight, you know? So I look at your feed and I'm like, okay, I want to start going to the gym. She tried it also. I puked as well.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything for me. But like you said, a little bit of plastic surgery, you know, I got a little here, you know, and a little here or there. It is a nice, you know, push.
Well, here's the thing about plastic surgery. I just think that, I mean, as women, we always say it's our body, our choice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same with plastic surgery. I think any woman, as long as mentally you're doing it because it's for yourself and you're not doing it for someone else or you're not trying to find happiness from it or something, you're just doing it because it will make you feel better. It'll make you feel more confident.
Fit in the clothes that you want to fit in.
Yeah, I mean, whatever your reason is, I mean, I don't think we should judge. And I never know where you're supposed to draw the line because women dye their hair and get veneers
Nails
and get nails and eyelashes. So it's like, and so is that okay? But plastic surgery isn't okay. Like, where do you draw that
is that
line?
cheating and then Ozempic isn't? It's like there's so many things that.
Well, the thing with Ozempic and the cheating, which drove me nuts. First of all, when I took Ozempic, I didn't even know it was called Ozempic. I took it so early on before it had a stigma or anything. I don't even know if I took Ozempic. It could have been something else. I don't even know. I remember texting my doctor going, what's this called again? Like, I couldn't even remember the name of it. Now I'll never forget because I have 8 billion comments on all of my Instagram posts that just say Ozempic, 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 Ozempic. But at the time, it wasn't a thing. No one talked about it. No one, you know, it didn't have a stigma.
I don't really think that, right now, logically, I think to myself, okay, I can just go to the gym and work out because my brain's like, why can't I just do this on my own? I don't need a Manjaro. I don't need Ozempic. I don't need whatever else, right? But I know myself. I understand. I'm my age right now, 48 years old, and I still struggle every morning waking up going, oh God, I just want to fit into those clothes. So you hear something about an Ozempic or maybe your lipo, your arms, and I want to wear suits and I want to feel better. I had my arms done, but I didn't do cold sculpting. I think I did what you did.
You had lipo? You don't know? You don't remember if you had lipo? How do you not
That's,
remember that?
that's how much.
Yeah,
Don't
I
get
had
me
a lot
started.
of surgery. I don't know exactly what happened. I know it wasn't cold. I tried cold sculpting and it didn't work. Then my other doctor put this needle thing.
Yeah,
Okay, that's lipo.
Lipo.
Yes.
Were you asleep?
No, I was awake.
Okay, well then that's probably not lipo. Because I mean, I was out. Like there was anesthesia.
I'll have to talk to Dr. Gabay, but I'm pretty sure it was lipo. I'll ask.
Oh.
That'll be for the next podcast.
Maybe you should ask
bumping your
next time.
chair.
but regardless, I did get something done where it took away some of the fat and I felt really good as well. But I think, the stigma of plastic surgery and you shouldn't, but yet, it's sort of what makes you feel better. And I've really, after, the whole thing with staying in my house for 2 years from that whole, the situation with COVID and filming during COVID and everyone judging everybody for you're not doing this. And so many people are judging you regardless. Just having your own mind and thinking, what makes me, like you have your kids, what is going to make you more active, healthy, positive, energetic.
Absolutely.
And if that's what you do to make yourself feel better and portray that energy to your children, then you do it.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
I know. I hate it. I hate those comments when women say, what will your children think? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do my children think? My mom's out here at the park running around with me. That's what my kids think.
Exactly.
I mean, the surgery
and working a lot.
Yeah, the surgery is a very temporary thing. They see me come home. They know I have some kind of surgery.
If it helps your mental well-being, then they absolutely should do it.
Right? Then I feel like I'm at a place where I can be the best mom that I can be to them.
Yeah. I mean, and back to the logic of this whole thing.
Logically, your mental well-being is the most important.
I think, it is, and I've always been a very, logical thinker as far as how am I going to run my life? And I've done a really good job coming from where I came from, coming from where we both came from, Andrew and I, to be where we're at today had to take a lot of logical thinking. You can't just be the right brain thinker of, oh, I'm dreaming that this will happen. You have to be a left brain thinker and make it happen.
It puts it in action.
And put it in action. And regardless of what, I've taken the blows from people, and joining the Housewives was great experience for me. And I mean, I wanted to join because of you women. You're strong, you get on that show, you're entertaining, but you're also, the thought process going into wanting to be on that show, you have to make that decision logically. Is it good for my family? Is it this and this and this? And you've done a really, really good job of saying, I'm going to take care of myself, my family. Shane is wonderful to you. I know on the show, he seems like a jerk.
He's awesome.
He is.
Every guy loves Shane.
Shane was a dick, season 13.
Shane was a
Summer
dick.
14. 15, he was pretty good. 16, he was amazing.
Daily Logic Check.
I think that, after that show, it was like really hard to get back to realities. That's why you going on season after season. How many seasons have you been?
This will be 6.
6 seasons. Wow.
Are they like the one they're starting now?
Yeah, it's 6.
When does it start?
We just started filming last week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some clips Shannon's filming.
Yeah.
They brought back.
Alexis.
Oh, did they? Oh, they brought on Alexis. And what
Yeah.
about, I thought Shannon was with that Jen girl.
Probably. They probably filmed together. Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into her at the who did I run into at the grocery store right here? Shannon. Yeah, just randomly in line the other day.
And Gina listed my house.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is
Hey, why
cool.
not? If she could sell it, go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
If she can't, well,
I mean, she probably gets more exposure than your regular real estate agent.
Oh,
so.
that's why I did it.
Yeah.
I was like, she's on my feed. I'm like, who do I list this with? I don't want a traditional listing agent.
Yeah.
It's so boring. And I'm like, and I see this sold our new agent, Gina, just happened to be that night on my feed. I think that the Instagram was listening to my brain.
Of course it
The
does.
conspiracy
Yes, it does.
theory. And
Were you talking about it?
Yeah, I was like, who can I list this with? I was telling my mom, and definitely somebody's listening because she popped up on my feed as a real estate agent. I'm like, This is bizarre. So I just literally called her. Hey, want to, talk about potentially listing my house. Met her in La Quinta. She and her husband, super professional. They needed to update the listing agreement. He literally just did it on his computer. Super, it wasn't about her showing up, being a housewife. It was literally just getting down to business, which I was really impressed with. So I was like, sweet. And then if I end up listing this house, we'll figure it all out. If she does really well at that, then we'll just kind of,
But yeah, they're doing a great job.
They're doing an awesome job. Like, I'm very impressed because a lot of realtors out there, they're really stagnant. They
don't want to try
complacent.
anymore.
They don't want to try, and they're just used to business coming to them because they're within a country club. Country clubs do all the marketing, so they're just used to getting listings. Well, you have to work at mine because it's not in a country club. It is in a gated community, but it's in a specific area. So,
Daily Logic Check.
well, one thing about this podcast today, our very first Daily Logic Check, number 1 with Emily Simpson from the Real Housewives of Orange County. It's going to be a unique one. So we, every guest that comes on the podcast, I'm going to donate $1,000 to your favorite charity. So if you'd like to announce your favorite charity, that would be great.
Yes, it will go to the Innocence. It used to be the Innocence Project, but they just recently broke away from Cal West Law School. So now they're called the Innocence Center. So yes, please send a check to them. I actually texted you that.
Yeah, I already got the check information. So
Nice.
what do they specialize in, or how was?
Well, they represent people that are wrongfully convicted. So
Okay. Right on.
That's a good charity.
Well, no, I think it's great. And I really love that you came on and you opened up about conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
And I have a gift for you today.
Thank you.
So there's multiple gifts in here. There's obviously, there is, so there's some dorky there's some dorky gifts and there's some good ones. Of course, you got a Vargas vodka hat.
I love the hat and the shirt.
But I got you something else
Oh,
in there.
I love the
little
blue
Tiffany.
box. Very nice.
I figured that only a woman of Real Housewives of Orange County would appreciate a Tiffany box.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You like that?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's really
Look
pretty.
how cool that is, Andrew. Andrew
That's
hasn't
really
seen it yet.
That's
That
really
is
pretty.
so cool.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a thank you for coming on and being a
course.
part of
Thank
my
you.
first podcast ever. I guess today was a day of just every single topic.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's the best kind of conversation. When you
know.
don't guide it, it just flows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I even have a cowbell over there that I wanted you to lift, but we're not going to do that today.
Oh my God.
I want to see your muscles. No, thanks to Emily for coming today,
Of course.
talking some logic into some situations.
I don't know if we talked anything logical.
Yeah, it's
I feel like there
The
needs
Loch
to,
Ness
logically we talk
monster.
about whatever we wanted.
I feel like there needs to be a caveat at the
Yeah, I
beginning that's
think
like
so.
there is nothing logical. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah,
but
how
it's
are we
fun.
going to edit this anyway? Like,
No.
like Mike.
Who's editing it? Because I feel sorry for that person. Is that you?
Michael.
Good luck with that.
Daily Logic Check.
I've been trying to do a podcast for years. And as the podcast, progresses, I'd love to have you back, and I will donate.
I will watch more videos.
You will watch more videos. Next one will be the logic
We better-
behind all
we-
the conspiracy
Yes,
theories.
we need to
Emily's-
brush up on our conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
so I can be prepared.
Tell Shane hi. Tell your
I
kids
will.
hi, and thanks for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks.
Woohoo! Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Daily Logic Check. I'm your host, Elizabeth Vargas, with my co-host, Andrew Vargas. If you like what you saw, you like what you see, click below, like, follow, and support us on Patreon. Peace, love, and happiness.
Daily Logic Check.